What comes the day after Israel's war with Hamas? The Palestinian Authority says it is working with the U.S. on a plan to run the Gaza Strip after the fighting ends. One of its top leaders argues Israel's aim to fully defeat the Palestinian militant group Hamas is unrealistic. Palestinian Prime Minister Mohammad Shtayyeh says his preferred outcome would be for Hamas to become a junior partner under the Palestine Liberation Organization, helping to build a new independent state that includes the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem. Mohammad Shtayyeh spoke with Bloomberg's Ethan Bronner from his office in the West Bank.
Gaza is an integral part of the state of Palestine.
Right.
And the Palestinian territory includes Gaza, West Bank, and Jerusalem. So when we talk about two states, the geography of the two states is Gaza, Jerusalem, and the West Bank.
Of course.
So this integral part of the Palestinian territory should always be there.
And but is there a fear of going in after this operation by Israel, that you're sort of following in on their tanks?
No,
is that a concern?
We said that we are not going to go there on an Israeli military
But what does it mean?
It means that for us, there has to be an arrangement. Our people are there. And we need to put together a structure, and we need to put together a mechanism. This is something that we are working on with the international community in order for us to make it possible. There will be huge needs in terms of relief, reconstruction, to remedy the wounds. And
are you ready to take that on?
Not by ourselves. I mean, obviously, we need international assistance.
But this is your plan. Your plan is that the PA would, when this thing ends, be the kind of vehicle for rebuilding Gaza?
By all means. Look, when Israel incurged into Gaza in 2014, who did all the reconstruction? We. And we were still reconstructing Gaza. Most of aspects of infrastructure has been actually built by the Palestinian Authority. And even before the war, I should tell you that there were under implementation a total value of $800 million of infrastructure projects that has been under implementation by us.
Yes.
Roads, hospitals, water networks, electricity, desalination plants, and so on. So we, as I told you, we never abandoned Gaza. We never left Gaza. So now, any day after, it should also include a package of assistance with full engagement of the international community, because ourselves, we cannot do it alone.
The relationship between the PA and Hamas is very complicated. There was, after all, a civil war, as you said, in 2007. But the Israelis say they want to eradicate Hamas. Is that a goal that is achievable? Can you do it?
First of all, we tried 4 times or more to come to an agreement with Hamas.
And it didn't work.
And correct. And we signed 4 agreements. Unfortunately, none of them was ever implemented.
By them?
By them. And recently we have had a dialogue in Egypt and Al Alamein, and we agreed on certain issues. We did disagree on a number of issues, and we did form a committee to keep them engaged. That was the idea. But unfortunately, all these sort of things has happened, and then now things are going in a totally different direction. Now, for Israel to say that they are going to eradicate or eliminate Hamas, I don't think that's a possible goal to achieve, simply because Hamas is not in Gaza only. Hamas is in Lebanon, Hamas in leadership, everybody knows, in Qatar, and they are here in the West Bank, and so on and so forth. So what is needed really is a situation in which that Palestinian unity should be allowed to function on very clear bonds and agenda. We did put together certain bonds for Hamas to accept. They never accepted, including recognition of international legitimacy, United Nations resolutions, PLO commitments, and so on and so forth. We even invited Hamas to become part of the Palestine Liberation Organization. They never wanted to. Hamas wanted to take things their own way, either their way or the highway, and it seems that we are on the highway. So that is where the situation is. Now, as I said, whether Israel will be able to achieve what they are claiming to do, I doubt that.
But on the other hand, and in no way to say that you are in favor of what's happening, the suppression of Hamas ultimately needs to happen in some way. If they're not going to come into the PLO, if they're not going to forswear their armed struggle and join in some international legitimacy, what needs to happen with Hamas? What can you see happening?
Well, I think Hamas before October 7 is one thing, and Hamas after is another.
That's a very
thing.
good point. And so?
And therefore, I think if they are ready to come to ground, to an agreement, and really accept the political platform of the PLO, accept the tools of struggle, because this is an important point of difference between us and them. And then there will be a room for talk. Otherwise, it's just simply things will continue to be the same. And even Palestinians should not be divided. We have been divided, unfortunately. Hamas took over Gaza by force in 2007, and this should not have lasted for 17 years.